If you struggle on approach from 100 yards and in, there is one club that you need to get good with. So I've set up the skills challenge with 10 random targets between 20 yards and 95 yards. And I'm gonna be using one club to hit at every single target. This club is probably the club that I pull most out of my bag every single round, with the exception of the putter. This club sees use on nearly every hole. For this practice session, we are set to 80 degrees temperature, 0 feet elevation, so we are at sea level, and no wind. Typical Skytrak. Already beginning with the no reads. Look, if you're this far into the video, please give me an idea of a better launch monitor that you would highly recommend getting that has a lot of data, is really accurate, and doesn't get misreads like Skytrak. And I'd be happy if Skytrak were to watch this video, and if they have some sort of Skytrak Plus upgraded model that gets fewer no reads, I'd be happy to explore that. But this OG Skytrak, it's probably no reading at least 10% of my shots.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't want to be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mind one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision.
I don't think that's how that came off. I'm gonna have a look at the footage later, but that did not come off 7 degrees to the left. So not only does Skytrak no read, but I also think that part of the time it's significantly misreading things. That was a hallucinated shot. So we're gonna delete that out of here. It's fat. Yeah, no, there's no way that came off that far left. There's no chance that came off that far left. That was very close to the laser line, and I aligned this before starting this practice pretty accurately. I'm gonna delete that too. Let's try this again. Shot 5. That was read a little bit better. It did come off right, and Skytrak showed it going right. Okay, let's go shot 6. Okay, 52 yards. That was pulled a little. Yep, that was left. That was me. That was just a bad shot. It was not pulled that far. That's incorrect. It was a little bit left, but it wasn't that far left. $47. Well, that's not. You get much closer. I need to be carrying probably 45. It was a little bit pulled. I don't think it was that pulled. We're gonna delete these. Oops. Oh, Skytrak, why do you do this? Well, if the distance were 47, I'd be doing pretty well. Skytrak. My opinion of you, Skytrak, has declined significantly. I feel like that's a frustration shot. "22 yards. This is gonna be real soft. Not even carrying 22, we just gotta get it 22. That might be too much. Ooh, 4 yards past. Let's pay attention to where it hits relative to the laser to see if this thing's making it go left. Still, you might need to adjust it again. That's pretty centered. It's still making it go left. I don't understand this thing. More no reads. Two in a row. Okay, 93 yards is, it's about to the limit. I can hit 95 relatively reliably with a full swing on my sand wedge. So I'll probably just go full swing. 93 should be within reach without too much effort. was not good. Draw. Draw. "44 yards. Well, if I hit them like I hit earlier, going for the 53, that could be very nice. I just didn't put enough on it then. Let's see what we get off these. That was not pulled that much. No, that was not pushed that much. That was right on the laser. That was pulled. That was pulled. $31. Ooh. $67. 60. So this is going to be probably close to a 10.5, maybe a little bit more at this. $62. Not good enough. That's pushed. Let's try to fix this a little. Even if we go a little bit long, let's try to get a little bit of extra off these. 88. Okay, probably glove up on this one. Glove up. Just need to send these straight. Nearly full shots. I'm actually okay if they go a little bit long, so let's. Hey, that was pretty good. That was thin. That was thin. Ugh. Rough. Thinned. Also not a great shot. But better than the other one. Skytrak, I cuss at thee. Pushed. That no read shot was pretty good. This, no. That was not a good shot. That's pretty good too. Okay, last one. Last one on 88. Pretty good. That was fat. Hitting shots like that is frustrating. That was all on me. That was entirely me. Ooh, I did not pull it that hard. Not at all pulled that hard. Okay, I want to try to send this one about 55. A little bit pulled. $80 yards. This will be basically 11 o'clock. Just need to send it straight. Fat. That'll probably be the one that gets thrown out. That was Terrible. Skytrak. It's thin. Last shot. I believe last shot overall. Draw. A little long. Not bad. Okay. Ooh, dynamic handicap 1.4. I have improved. Interesting, hole by hole. 73 yards was pretty good to me. 52 was a struggle. 22 was pretty good. 93 was actually not that bad. I'm not too disappointed with that kind of dispersion. 44 yards was decent to me. 31 yards as well. 67 I'm also satisfied with. 88, even though that dynamic handicap shows 2.5, I do feel a little bit like that was a struggle. Leaving so many shots that short, I don't like that. 60 yards was not too bad, although I was pulling things left. And then 80 yards, nope, not disappointed with that. I was sending it very close to 80, maybe a little bit beyond. Overall, very satisfied with this practice. I will chalk that improved dynamic handicap up to last time I did this, I did 5 shots per target and kept all 5. This one, I did 6 shots and kept the best 5. The sand wedge is the club that I've chosen to try to get really effective with because it is really versatile. You can do full shots, you can do partial shots, you can obviously go out of a bunker with it, you can chip, you can send it low if you need to, just really de-loft the club face. There's just a lot you can do. You can flop shots with it, which is very, very versatile. But at a full shot, I can get about 95 yards, and at closer range, just dial it back, and I can still be relatively accurate, pretty good at scrambling, getting up and down from much closer distances. So I would highly recommend, if any of you out there are struggling with short game, pick a wedge that you can get really good with, just that single club, up to 100 yards. Maybe yours will need to be, a gap wedge. Maybe it needs to be a pitching wedge. Maybe you have the swing speed to handle a lob wedge. Your lob wedge will go 100 yards. Mine does not, but my 56 seems to get me pretty close. So, get good with a wedge.